There's a new requirement in Victoria for emergency information cards to be distributed to the students. The code already required that emergency contact info is provided to the students. The specifics of having an actual card is a Victoria requirement. How does your school manage that? What do you think about that? And does it raise any privacy issues if you've got homestay name, address, phone numbers and all that sort of thing on the cards?
That's a great question, Jono. As I mentioned previously, VRQA did come up with some guidelines, and one of them was the requirement to ensure that every international student does have a safety card, and they were quite prescriptive in terms of what information needs to be put on the card. I think, yes, a card is a good idea, something that's easy, handy for the student to find in an emergency, but I don't think it's the be-all and the end-all of ensuring that international students know what to do in the event of an emergency. A large part of that is more around training and induction and conversations with international students on how to be safe, who to contact, and ensuring that they've got lots of avenues, different avenues that they can contact. And obviously the requirement around them is to have someone available 24 hours a day. So schools need to think about who that contact is going to be, what number's going to be on that card.
Is your number on that, is it?
No, my number's not.
No.
I avoided that. When we saw the guidelines initially, we were a little bit concerned about the amount of information that VRQA wanted to have on the card, particularly having physical address of the homestay. Obviously there were privacy concerns around that, but for us it was really more of a safety thing, having a card with students' home address on. So we actually engaged with VRQA on that and found them to be really helpful and useful, and we've come to an agreement with them that we are actually not going to put the physical address on that card. We'll have phone numbers and all of the other requirements, but the address won't actually be on there. So I think that got us past the point of going, well, now it actually is more of a useful tool, and we're not that concerned that the information could fall into the wrong hands and be used for an alternate purpose.
Yeah, and that's interesting that VRQA is flexible about that. That's certainly not a requirement in New South Wales as far as I'm aware, to put the address on it. I think most schools, whether or not it was in the code, probably had some contact card that they've used over the years anyway.
Yes,
it's not really new in that sense. If it is a requirement to put homestay family details on there, you need to cover it off with the homestay family and make sure they're aware of what's going on, and that's part of what the requirement is. So.
Absolutely.